So when you hear the phrase business ethics, what pops into your mind first? Is it maybe corporate social responsibility, fair trade perhaps, or just, avoiding bribery? And those are absolutely crucial, no doubt. But imagine, what if there was an entire system of business ethics, really detailed, comprehensive, that's actually existed for centuries, one that's deeply woven into faith and aimed at both worldly success and spiritual well-being. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a really close look at Islamic business ethics. We're guided by a frankly remarkable source, the book Business Ethics in Islam by Dr. Hussein Mohudin Qadri. Now, Dr. Qadri holds a PhD. He's a deputy chairman at Minhaj University, Lahore. I mean, the man's written over 30 books, 50 research articles. So yeah, this is an exceptionally insightful text. Our aim today is, well, to give you a clear path to understanding this fascinating subject. We want to pull out the most important insights, sort of cut through the noise without the information overload. And what makes this particular book so powerful, I think, is how it weaves Quranic verses and the traditions of the Prophet Muhammad right into the text itself. It gives this really holistic perspective.
Right. And maybe to set the stage properly, let's just quickly clarify what we mean by ethics in general.
Yeah.
It's essentially that formal field that helps us define right from wrong, a system of moral principles that guide our conduct.
Okay.
And then business ethics naturally narrows that down. It focuses on the moral standards within organizations, within trade. We're talking about areas that can get quite complex, sometimes controversial, like corporate governance, discrimination, financial responsibilities, that kind of thing.
Standard stuff, in a way.
Sort of. But here's where Islamic business ethics really distinguishes itself, especially from many modern, often secular ethical frameworks. While contemporary ethics are, largely shaped by human reasoning, societal norms, what's generally accepted, Islamic business ethics draws directly from divine sources. We're talking fundamentally about the Quran, the Holy Book of Islam, and the Sunnah. That's the traditions and practices of the Prophet Muhammad.
Okay, so a completely different foundation.
Exactly. And this means that straying from these ethical guidelines, it isn't just seen as a corporate misstep or, say, a PR problem. It's actually viewed as a sin and a cause for Allah's displeasure.
Wow, that's a much higher stake.
It is. It's not primarily about legal fines or public opinion, though those might follow. It's about a deeply personal accountability. There's this belief that how you conduct your business has profound spiritual consequences.
Right.
And that fundamentally shifts the motivation behind why you'd act ethically.
It truly does. That changes everything. And, what's particularly compelling from the source material is how this perspective actually elevates business itself. It suggests that in Islam, lawful business isn't just permitted or tolerated. It's considered an integral part of life. It can even be a form of worship if done correctly.
Absolutely. That's a crucial point.
And our sources really emphasize that the Prophet Muhammad himself was, in fact, a successful merchant. He's revered as a complete ideal personality and seen as the best example to follow in all areas of life, and that includes commerce.
A very practical example.
Exactly. It sets this incredibly high standard, a powerful precedent for how trade should be conducted. It lays down principles for, well, everything from basic honesty in transactions to quite specific prohibitions against things like, say, excessive uncertainty or ambiguity in dealings.
Yes, the guidelines can be very detailed.
So as we sort of wrap up our exploration here, what does this all mean for us? Thinking about the big picture, this deep dive has really unveiled, I think, a truly integrated system, one where business ethics isn't a separate department, but permeates every facet of life, from your personal intentions when you start a venture right through to global trade.
Right, it's holistic.
Exactly. We've seen how core principles like truthfulness, mutual consent, fair treatment of workers, these aren't just nice to haves or good PR. They're presented as divinely mandated obligations.
Obligations with consequences.
And we even uncovered some genuinely striking insights along the way, like the strong emphasis placed on gratitude, being thankful as an actual means of attracting abundance.
Yes, that's a fascinating aspect.
And that remarkable statistic that apparently 19 out of 20 ways of earning a livelihood are associated with trade. It really highlights just how central commerce is seen in this framework. It's not just a side activity, it's foundational to society.
It really is. And if we connect those threads to the broader purpose, what the system aims for, Islamic business ethics really seeks to cultivate a virtuous society overall, a society where good deeds are actively nurtured and wrongdoing is consciously avoided.
Going beyond just ticking boxes for compliance.
Well, far beyond mere legal compliance.
Right, yeah.
It emphasizes inner contentment, alongside external prosperity, but crucially tied to serving a higher purpose. And that contrast you mentioned earlier, compared to secular systems where maybe deviations only lead to public disapproval or perhaps a fine, it just underscores this profound difference in motivation and consequence. It's about building a society based on core values like justice, integrity, charity, sincerity. It's quite comprehensive.
It really is.
Yeah.
Which brings us, I think, to a pretty thought-provoking question for you, the listener, to maybe mull over. Considering this incredible depth, the seamless integration of faith and commerce that we've been discussing, what lessons or principles from Islamic business ethics, whether it's something foundational like the importance of good intentions and genuine gratitude, or maybe even some of those specific prohibitions we touched on, like bay al-gharar, that idea of not selling what you don't actually possess?
For this sale by throwing pebbles, basically.
Yeah.
Transactions that lack real clarity and agreement.
Right, the specific examples. Could any of these offer universally applicable insights? Could they perhaps even be transformative for contemporary global business practices, regardless of one's own background or beliefs? Think about how such a framework maybe could encourage more long-term thinking, perhaps greater resilience when facing challenges, or maybe just instill a deeper sense of responsibility in the marketplace today, something to consider.